Hi, welcome to my channel, or welcome back, as the case may be. My name's Lisa, and today I'm going to be talking about finances, in particular credit cards. Because if you actually listen to all of the financial gurus out there, quite a few of them tell you that credit cards are the devil, and they're not. What they are is a sword. Swords have sharp ends, and swords have handles, or hilts, if you would prefer, and some of you probably would. But as long as you hold it gently and use it correctly, it can be of benefit. If you don't, there is a sharp end and it will bite you. But there are some of you that are watching this because you have self control, and some of you are watching it because you don't. And honestly, I'm really impressed with those who know that they do not have self control, because that's a tremendous realization that I didn't get to until quite a bit later in life. And the younger you are, when you know that, the faster you can get yourself to a place where control will benefit you greatly. Control always benefits you greatly, but first you got to get there. And for those of you who do have some self control, that's maybe why you're here. And I'm here to tell you that I didn't always, as I just said. I went bankrupt about 20 years back, when I still lived with my now ex husband. And I came out of that marriage with my student loan, even though he and I went bankrupt with about a quarter million in debt, give or take a few hundred thousand. The the point of that process, though, was we did stupid stuff, like using cash advances on credit cards when we lived in Las Vegas because we needed cash. You could only put cash in the machines, and we both loved the machines. And we ended up in the bankruptcy getting rid of $65,000 in cash advances on credit cards alone. The rest of it was what it was, but as I said, you can't get rid of a student loan in a bankruptcy. It's against the law. So I still owed my student loan, and I left him with very little debt when I left him. But I came into my current and final marriage with uh, $25,000 in student loans. And my husband, whom I adore, came in with $75,000 in debt, mostly run up by his then ex wife and still ex wife, who has since departed this mortal coil. And so the combination of the two of us, we owed about $100,000. And we basically took out most of that in 2 to 3 years with a lot of work and with a budget and with all of the things that you have to have, and bluntly, with control. We took control of our finances and we made it work. All of that said, we didn't do that without credit cards. I had to have a credit card. I flew back and forth from wherever we were living to Atlanta to California and various other places in order to do the work that I was doing, or traveled by car. And I had to have a credit card. Hotels want a credit card, airlines want a credit card, and I had to have one. That was part of it. I had also figured out that you never, ever, ever pay a credit card less than double the interest rate. So, in other words, if they're charging you $50 interest that month, you better be paying them $100 in interest that month. And this is Egg. She likes distracting me when I'm in videos. It's her job. But at any rate, all of these things said, now that we are debt free, we've been married 15 years. As I said, we have bought 5 houses. We've sold 3 of those. We have no debt. We are still on a budget because we have things that we want to accomplish. And a budget is not a restriction, it's kind of a roadmap. It's a tool to get you where you want to go. If you don't have one, put one in place. And we use 3 credit cards. I want to tell you that the percentage of interest rate that you're paying on those credit cards, I don't want your butt on TV forever. The percentage of interest rate that you're paying doesn't matter if you pay those credit cards off every month. And we do, okay? It matters only if you are carrying a balance. So to us, the interest rate on a credit card essentially doesn't matter unless we want to do something large. We put a sunroom on the house that we live in. It cost about 15 grand. We knew what that cost was going to be going in. So we got a 0% APR credit card for the year, and we paid it off before the year was over. So there are ways that you can use credit card to your benefit, even to do large things. But in the meantime, daily life, 3 credit cards. Card 1 should be all your subscriptions. Prime, we happen to have for a lot of reasons. We live in the country, so we do tend to use Amazon, and we are disconnected from all satellite stuff, but we do use it for Amazon. Not Amazon. We use it for we use it for Netflix, Hulu, any others that I pick up for a month or two to watch whatever I want to watch on them and shut them off again. When nothing else goes on that except your subscriptions and your utilities, which are electric, our cell phone, everything goes through one card. Because of that, I know exactly what's happening with that card. I can cancel a subscription that we're no longer using very easily, and I can see fraud. We've been hit more than once by folks trying to hack us, and it's easy to see on a subscription card that never gets anything else other than subscriptions and utilities. Card 2, oh, and by the way, don't carry that card. That card stays at home in what you have hopefully set up as a fireproof box. Card 2, cashback card, which your subscription card should be as well, or miles on card 2. It's according if you travel. If you travel a lot, get a card that pays you miles. If you don't travel very much, get a cashback card. Use the cashback to pay the credit card, always. Don't use it to play with their little reward systems and all of that, and because they're never what they seem to be, and when they are, they're far too expensive for what you're paying for them. Use the cash back to pay the card. So that takes care of card 2. It is your daily, everything that you do on a daily basis should be to that. If you are having an Amazon account as well as your Prime, you should be using it on that so that you can see what's coming across. If you are, I shop at Walmart all the time, and my Walmart is hooked to that card so that anything that I buy online or make a pickup for is on that card. Anything that I get on a daily basis, if I go to a thrift store, I use that card. And it's a cashback card for us. Card 3, also a cashback card, but it's for emergencies only, and it should be stashed at home. It should not be something that you use all the time. If you happen to know that an emergency is predictable, I don't know what that might be for you, but you know something's coming up that is going to be huge, get a 0% interest card that you can pay in a year, and then make sure you pay it. The point being that any of the cards that do the 0% interest, if you don't pay them off by the due date that they are coming, you will pay all of that interest back to them that has accrued over that year. They don't let it go. So if you're getting a 0% card, pay attention to that date and make sure that card is fully paid off before you get to that date. Next thing, only keep that one emergency card. So in other words, if you have an emergency card, but you get the card that has 0% interest rate for a year so you can handle this emergency that you know you're going to have to pay for, get rid of the other one. Don't keep them all. It just does provide temptation that you don't need. It's not that you'll necessarily go for it, but things happen. So, one of the things that I have to say, and I do say it more than once, is just if you are paying old debt, pay at least double the interest. The reason that I say that is because when you don't do that, when you pay the minimum amount, that credit card is going to yank your interest rate up, and you're going to have to pay even more next month on the same amount of money. If you pay double the amount of the interest, you're always paying extra to the card because that interest is not going to actually drop your balance at all. However, if you pay it, you don't want to do 3 steps forward and 2 steps back by paying only the minimum on that card, and you are taking 2 steps back. It will take you a decade or more to pay off a card if you pay only the minimum amount. Always pay double the interest at a minimum. If possible, pay off the card. I pay off all of our cards weekly, not monthly, every week. I take a look at what's owed. If I can pay the ones that are still pending, I do. Some cards let you, some cards don't. Take a look at the card when you're getting it. Another thing, never get a card with an annual fee. There are too many of them out there that do not charge fees. No matter what they're promising you, that annual fee can end up sneaking up on you, and you end up, especially with your emergency card that you're not looking at all the time, you can end up with late fees because you don't pay off that annual fee. Don't pay annual fees on a credit card. As an aside, don't pay checking account fees either. If you're in a checking account that's paying you fees to charge you, get rid of it. Get another checking account. I promise you they are out there. I do not want to necessarily advertise Capital One. They have been very good to me. They were the only ones that would give me a card when I went bankrupt 20 years ago. I have been with them ever since for various ways. My checking account is with them. I pay no fees on my checking account unless I get an overdraft or something stupid, which I do not get. I do get, at this point, 3.7% on my checking or my savings account. And I get a small amount of interest on my checking account, but I don't keep enough balance there to make it worth it. It's a few cents every month. Here's the last one that I'll give you, the last hint. Never, ever, ever pay automatic payments out of your checking account to your credit card. You will never get ahead that way, ever. Seriously. The amount that they're going to take out of your checking account is not going to be enough to get you ahead. It's set up that way. They don't want you to get ahead. They don't want you to pay off that card every month or every week. Do not let them take automatic payments for your credit card out of your checking account. That's all I've got to say for today. If you have any questions, please feel free. If there's something else you'd like me to address as far as finances go, please put it in the comments. I will be happy to talk to you about it. And if you like this, then like the video and subscribe, and I'll get to keep doing these things. So thanks. Bye. See you in the next video.